Hey, Cliff. Do you have any update on Corey Peters at this point? And obviously, you've got quite a few defensive linemen dinged up. Are you concerned at all, given the short week, about where that position is?
There's definitely a concern there. It's a quick turnaround after a really physical game, and so we'll kind of see how that progresses through the week. And like I said last night, it didn't look good last night with Corey, and it hasn't sounded good from what I've gathered this morning. I don't have any final on that yet, but it's kind of where it's at.
Hey, Cliff, you said you were pretty speechless after last night's win. How long did it take for that one to sink in? And after a game like that, how well do you sleep with all the adrenaline going?
That's the tough part about being a coach. You lose and you can't sleep, and you win and you can't sleep. So there's no rest for the weary in this profession. But it was just fun to be around those guys after for that time in the locker room. And then you get home and you get back on it and get ready for this short week.
Cliff, how much does it help the rushing attack to have both guys and being able to rotate them in? It seemed like having KD let Chase be a little bit fresher and vice versa.
No question. I think, they are a great 1-2 punch, and they complement each other tremendously well with all the different skill sets that they have. Chase is a great change of pace, great out of the backfield, catching it, and you said it, allowed him to be fresh and really bring a burst when he did get in the game. And I thought KD ran the ball tough. We'd like to have that one back, but I thought he finished downhill and ran the ball tough and got better as the game went on.
Next up, David, Bob, and Catherine.
Hey, Cliff, kind of going back to that Hail Mary play, I know that, a lot of people obviously believe there's a lot of luck involved with that. From your perspective, how much has that worked on that play? I know at some point somebody's got to go up and make a great catch, but did that play generally go the way you expected, and how much do you work on that?
It did not. Our kind of number one receiver that we normally hit is kind of coming across the field. We roll out to our left and try to hit him, but we saw Hop over there and basically said, hey, if you like the look on Hop, take that shot. And Kyler, made the play, did a tremendous job escaping and buying time and put a perfect throw up there. But we practiced that play for 2 years in the game situations, and it was the first time we ran in a game.
Cliff, those kind of wins can propel teams, obviously, to good things moving forward. You've played Seattle well in the past this year, and especially up there. How do the two translate, do you think, hopefully, in your mind?
Yeah, it's obviously easier to, get back going on a short week after a win like that than if it hadn't worked out as well. So I think our guys are excited. It's a tough turnaround. Anytime you have these Thursday night games, everybody understands that and knows that. So we're trying to be smart and have great mental work this week and prepare for a hungry Seattle team up at their place.
Cliff, obviously it was such an electric finish, but what do you still want to see out of this offense, especially maybe when you rewatched the film in the first half?
Just consistency. We have some really great moments where we're moving the ball, playing fast, playing downhill, and then tend to shoot ourselves in the foot. Untimely penalties, a turnover here, a missed assignment there. And I just feel like we can be a lot better. I know there's some explosive plays, some good things going on, but I just don't think we've hit our stride just yet, and that's kind of what we're working towards.
Next three, please. Kyle, Kent, and Mike.
Hey, Cliff, seems like Vance has taken a lot of criticism, and obviously the defense wasn't good last year, but this year it seems like it's been really solid. And has he ever been bothered by the heat he's taken and what he's done with his adjustments? What does that say about his ability as a defensive coordinator?
He hasn't been bothered. I think when you go through getting fired as a head coach, you develop some thick skin, and he knows who he is. He's confident in himself. He's confident in what he does, and that's what I appreciate about him. He doesn't waver. He's consistent every day. He shows up to the office and does a tremendous job for us, and those guys believe in him and love playing for him.
But when you look at the offensive line, right now you guys are number one in rushing, 2 in yards per carry, and you've had Murray and Sweezy in there. What does this say about the offensive line where it wasn't just 1 year, it's carried over to the second year?
Yeah, it starts with Coach Kugler and the job he's done. phenomenal O-line coach, run game scheme, the drill work he does with those guys, and then the camaraderie that he builds in that room. Those guys care about each other. They play that way. They play hard together, and it's fun to be around those guys every day and kind of their pursuit of excellence that you see in the way they work together.
Cliff, if we all know what Corey does on the field, what are some of the things, if you've lost him to injury, what are some of the things he brings that, people don't see, behind the scenes?
Yeah, Corey's one of those unique people that, as a coach, normally it's the player trying to gain the coach's respect, but he's one of those players where, as a coach, you're trying to gain his respect because he's that well regarded in this building, in this organization. Tremendous human being, tremendous player and leader, and not a guy you can replace in that capacity. But we have some good veteran leadership on that side of the ball, and Pat P and Buddha, Jordan Hicks, and so those guys just got to step up. But that's a tough one there.
Looks like we have 4 more. Josh and Bob, Catherine and Omar.
Hey, Cliff, I think we're learning more and more about you as a play caller as games go on. Can you guys take us inside your thinking when you got the ball back like 4:30 left-ish and you decided to throw the ball on those 2 straight plays and then Kyler got sacked instead of running the ball and trying to waste a little clock?
Yeah, I don't know if he got sacked on those first 2, but they were playing man coverage and they had a secondary that had kind of been affected with the COVID and other things, and so we liked our matchups and we were going to be aggressive and try to make those plays, and unfortunately it didn't work out, but you got to give them credit. They made those plays.
Cliff, when the hype train starts rolling in like it is, especially today across the country for you guys, is it overblown to worry about guys buying into that, maybe getting distracted, or is that more of a media-driven conspiracy thing?
With our locker room, I don't think it's an issue here, and our guys understand what we've been the previous 2 seasons and where we want to be, and so I don't think it is one of those deals where we get caught up in any of that. We know we have to get a lot better and have a lot of tough games out in front of us.
Cliff, what's your favorite angle to watch the Hail Mary from? And is there a specific, like if you had to isolate one part as most impressive, whether it's the throw, the catch, anything else, what stands out the most about it?
Yeah, I just really saw it from same angle as y'all did on the replay, and then on the field I really couldn't see it. But I just think the catch, to have 3 guys draped over you like that and go up and high point it and then not allow them to knock it away is pretty tremendous. And then I thought it was funny that Kyler, being 5'9", couldn't see over anybody to see what was going on in the end zone, so he had to look back at the big screen to see if we caught it or not. So that was, and that takes a very heady, very confident athlete to throw that Hail Mary and then immediately turn and look backwards.
Hey, Cliff, congratulations on the win yesterday. I have a couple questions, if you don't mind. One, I heard you say yesterday that you regretted after the Miami game, maybe not DeAndre more involved late in the game, and had a good conversation with him last week. Just wondering how that came about. Did you approach him? He approached you? Just what was the nature of that conversation? And then number 2, in relation to your game this week, Thursday against the Seahawks, obviously Kyler's playing very well, rookie of the year already in his career. Russell Wilson similarly playing at an MVP level, putting it all together in year 9. I'm just kind of wondering if you ever, kind of zoom out big picture and think kind of when Kyler kind of puts it all together in every aspect, just how good he can be. Thank you.
Yeah. On the first one, we're always going to have open dialogue with our players here. And, I just wanted to make sure we're on the same page, that I understood that we needed to get the ball to him, and just a good talk about where we want to take this thing and how we want to operate moving forward. And then the second thing, I've kind of visualized what he could be since he was 15 years old. And so it's fun for me to sit back as not only a guy who gets to work with him, but a fan, and just kind of see how he's taken it and run with it.